The trend of Megabuilds is something that hopefully is slowly coming to an end. This is something that is, I think, making it difficult for people to continue playing Minecraft sustainably. Megabuilds can kill Minecraft YouTube channels. I think that is absolutely true. It's something that is risky. If, for example, my own example here, I went on a kind of burnout period, about a year, maybe a little bit more than a year. And during that time, I just really didn't want to build. Now, the reason was I was building a mega build, and it got so repetitive. It got so frustrating to continue working on. I just absolutely despised building for a while. I just couldn't get into it. And it's, I would say, probably one of my biggest mistakes. This is something I want to avoid doing in the future. I don't want to do mega builds. I want to build things that I can do, not things that make me bored, because that's what mega builds do. They get so repetitive, and I don't know, made me tired. And I found that my creativity just disappeared. And maybe not creativity, but my desire to open the game and build something, I was dreading it. I just really did not want to do it. And that's something I want to avoid. Now, come on, let's get up here. Now, there are some others who have talked about this. I know Whip has talked about this. He, of course, is a full-time Minecraft YouTuber. He does this all the time. So he does huge builds. He does mega builds quite often. He does them in a single video, which, quite honestly, I can't get my head around that. I find myself, if I'm doing something really big, I lose interest. I need to do things that are smaller, more achievable within a shorter amount of time. And so that's what I do. I work on smaller builds, working towards a much bigger goal. And I like to take them step by step. And if I am working on just this one huge build, I'm finding that I'm losing focus. And I feel like I just can't continue. I need to build things that have stages, steps, things like that. You see, the thing that I was building that made me burn out was this massive circular tower that went up to almost build height. Now, this is the old build height before 2.17 or 2.18. 1.18. Wow. So yeah, this was before then. I'm not sure why I was thinking 2.18. Weird. But this is before 1.18 came, and I was building this massive circular tower with 4 more circular towers around it. And I did get to the top, but I realized that there's so much work that I still had to do. An immense amount of work. And I just ran out of energy, or just ran out of a desire to continue it. I just felt like I could not finish it. And I never did. And after that, it took me about a year and a half to get the desire to build again. And unfortunately, this all started when Well, I should say it was Adults Craft Season 2 that messed things up for me. Adults Craft Season 3, I had smaller build that I wanted to do, but I found myself losing interest. I think it had everything to do with Season 1. Season 4 was really short, but that's more recent. I was just recovering from that terrible feeling of burnout. Now you know what? The build that I'm doing in Adults Craft is a lot bigger. At least the house is bigger. I'm doing a lot of landscaping this time. I am building something big, but it's something that's going to be done before I do anything else. And I feel like that this build is achievable because I'm doing it in stages. Right now I'm working on the floors, just the floor plan. That's all I'm doing. Once I do that, I can put up the walls, and only the outside walls. And then I can put up the roof. Once that's done, that's a video. That's done. The next video after that is the interior. And after that video, that build is completely done. And there we go. The rest of the builds that I'm going to be doing are much simpler. Plus I'm doing a lake. A lake with an island in the middle with bridges going to them. And I feel like that is going to be a much more achievable thing. And it's something I can do on live streams. And really, that is something that I am really looking forward to getting done. Now, going back to Megabuilds, I think that there are a lot of YouTube channels that are going through... of course, this is without much evidence, but I know someone who is actually going through this right now, and all they do is mega builds, big builds all the time, and they have lost a desire to do any building right now. And a lot of that has to do with just pushing yourself too much. Pushing yourself to build these massive builds and doing it constantly. Constantly. It's too much. You really need to spend a lot of time working on the smaller builds, you know? Achieving these smaller goals. You feel better about it. I think, like for myself, whenever I finish something, it gives me that not adrenaline, but probably dopamine. It gives me a great feeling of accomplishment that I just feel so good about finishing it, and I am ready to get on to the next build. But if I'm doing a mega build, I'm feeling like there's no end in sight. How long until I get to the end? And it could be weeks. And I just don't feel good about it. I feel like giving up. And I think this is a trap that some people get into, especially if they are a smaller channel and they have less time to play Minecraft. They're going to run into this problem. It's going to eat away at them and make them regret the choice that they're making in just building something massive. Honestly, work on something smaller. Just do something that's achievable. And I would really like to see this whole mega build, this people feel the need, especially YouTube channels. It's not the channels that feel the need, it's the people that feel the need. But they feel the need to get these massive builds done and do it on YouTube, and they find that they have no time to do it. and they don't get it done, and they fail. It's a really bad trend. And I'm glad that people these days are feeling more like that they can do it the way that they used to, like when they began, smaller builds. Because that seems to be the trend lately. And it is a trend that I like. It's a trend that I want to see continue. I don't want to see all these massive mega builds, to be honest. I want to see cozy little builds. I feel a stronger connection to the builds on a YouTube channel. If I'm watching a series, I really like seeing these smaller builds because I feel like I can get into it more. But this is something I have talked about before. But what do you think? Do you think that creators constantly making these mega builds can, I guess, effectively ruin their own channel because they ruin their enjoyment of the game? Because it seems like all they're doing is building these massive things. What do you think? I'd like you to let me know what your opinion is about this. Also, if you like videos like this, then please consider subscribing to this channel as well as my main one. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.